What's going on, y'all? Today we are going to be watching a video that is from one of my personal favorites in the YouTube game, TrappUniversity. When rappers forgot about the hood, let's get into it, man. It's always a great video when it's TrappUniversity, man.
Migos dropped a
Alright, there we
song
go.
called Chinatown. It led to a whole new era in rap music that quickly started to get oversaturated. But one thing this wave in Atlanta doesn't get credit for is the fact that they started a wave of just getting on the track and saying anything. Little did they know how influential
Absolutely
this would be
any
for the
and everything.
SoundCloud era. When Takeoff said he was smoking on gas with Obama, and guys like Skipper the Flipper and all them were out,
Fish can tell, wish tell, got these stomach,
I just
please
didn't know
tell.
where it was going to end up. But if you were in high school around this time, like Cardi, Uzi, Trippy, X, and even Lil Pump,
Nah, I was in
you'll
like
know
middle
that this
school.
kind of sparked an
I was cool
idea
little
that created a
12,
whole new wave.
12, 13,
This is the
14
time
year
when
old.
the main rap
You
people
know,
heard was like Lil Wayne
XXX
and Drake.
Tentacion,
Yeah, that's
Bart
cool and all,
with a
but
Supreme
there was
hoodie
nothing for
on
the
and my
average kid to
wallpaper.
listen to. Until one day in 2015, a song called Broke Boy blew up on SoundCloud. And despite Cardi being from Atlanta, this was completely separate from the Atlanta wave that was going on. Then, some random ass kid from Florida popped up on the internet freestyling and not being able to do math.
You're going 70 miles
That's
per
crazy.
hour.
These things are generational,
Take you to drive
like
70
generational
miles.
landmarks.
70, nigga?
And I guess really three
Bro,
random
Lil
ass
Pump
kids from
was
Florida all
a-
popped up at the same time. Meanwhile, in
Bruh,
Chicago,
a
drill was
pivotal
kind of
moment
fading because the
in this
labels weren't
generation.
interested in signing drill rappers anymore. They signed Chief Keef and that was pretty much it. But if you wanted to blow up, you had to find another way to do it. And wouldn't you know it, this led to the clout chasing era. And at this time, a very eccentric guy in Chicago realized everybody out here rapping about shooting and gangbanging, but ain't nobody having fun. And that's when he said, I'm back now. Hit him with it 2 times. And then he was one of the hottest rappers in the country.
Bro, if Dex wasn't a crack addict,
And I always bring up famous Dex.
He would have been
really
where
growing up in
Uzi
2016
is.
showed exactly how music was changing.
That's
He used to
crazy.
hang around guys
Life
like
would've been so
Chicago drill
different.
pioneer FBG Duck, who was actually rapping way before him, but in 1 year, Dex did what guys like FBG Duck just couldn't do at the time. Drill was the most popular music coming out of Chicago, but by 2016, it started to fall off. Since at this point, everybody just wanted to have fun. And the wave that Dex hopped on and kind of pioneered also happened to fit with this random kid from Philly that was starting to get popular. And remember, today we talk about how the kids are all brain rotted, consuming the most random content and kind of dumb, but in reality, we were the idiots consuming random content and making up stupid challenges that got people hurt on social media before anybody
just
else.
like how
generation
old
in human
heads
history to consume
defend
social media as a
Mike
child.
Jeffrey
This obviously
Jordan
had an effect on music because you
tooth
can talk
and
about
nail
older guys that were making
to the
music at the
bone.
time who you might have
We're
been
gonna be
a
the
fan
same
of.
way with
But the
Bron,
fact is,
with the
from
same way with the
2013
brain
to
rot.
2017, the SoundCloud rappers
9
was
plus
the majority
10,
of kids
21.
at the time heard at parties, at school, and in their headphones. Going live became a thing, and it was like a completely underground world of music, festivals, and
Is he gay? Get off his shit.
music, festivals, and culture that the older generation had no clue about, partially because the rappers in their audience were all the same age. And again, this was the first generation that spent all day on social media, because 10 years before 2015, phones didn't even have apps yet. But that's when rap fully shifted away from the hood.
Damn, this
to the
old ass
party.
nigga, how does
My
he
point
know
of
that?
saying all that is to say that the SoundCloud
I thought-
era was the era
You
in
know, I
rap,
thought
where
apps been
gangs,
around
your hoods,
since the
and ops,
smartphone been
none of that
around.
mattered to the labels or the fans. Of course, after
Shit,
2018,
10 years
we
before
know with the rise of King
2015,
Von
I was
and
barely
became
alive.
mainstream, the narrative switched again. But during the SoundCloud era, I witnessed people driving across the country to go to these underground shows. You could just pop into any party in Chicago, New York, Atlanta, or LA and run into somebody that was blowing up on SoundCloud, and how you genuinely had
Nah,
a
these
better
niggas done
shot
fucked
at
up the
blowing
market
during
though.
that time
That's
if you dropped a
why
lot of
that's why
music.
people don't do
Now,
this
some
stuff like
parts of this
that
era
no
were
more.
very
Most people
strange. It was
be
the beginning of what cloud chasing
begging
is
and pleading
today,
for
like
people
I
to come to
said,
their
so
city.
There was a lot of stuff happening
Back
that wasn't
then,
very
everybody was
influential,
going
and it was
everywhere.
just
Everybody
kinda
had
stupid.
money.
Like, you know how from
And then inflation
2016 to
happened.
2017, anybody could be a rapper.
$300
Jake Paul
for
was rapping, whoa,
a
Vicky.
shitty ass
But then you
underground
had the
rapper
parts
with
of it that I
less than
personally think
10K
are really cool, like
monthly
Young
listeners.
Lean. We just not gonna gloss over the fact that he built a cult following in the US while rapping in a very heavy Swedish accent, accompanied by some very, very high quality music videos. The most significant thing about this era isn't really the vibe,
This
as
nigga
some
like
people would
the
say.
blood,
It's the fact that it kind
the
of made music fun
blood.
again. But why did all of this happen?
But
I'm not
like
gonna pretend that
opposite.
music isn't a distraction, because I remember days in high school where it seemed like I just listened to music and watched music videos all day. And yes, it had an effect on my stupid teenage brain. I wanted to go out and do what I saw in the music videos. Everybody always looked like they was having so much fun. And I did. Although it was fun, I probably could have spent some of that time, I don't know, being more responsible. I mean, I didn't graduate from high school, but I still made it to university where, once again, I didn't graduate. I kind of wasted a lot of time playing, essentially.
Look at this nigga in his own. He's in his natural habitat. Mr. D Savage, Mr. I Know, Mr. I beef with Playboy Cardi, and I was big into Playboy Cardi, and I Playboy Cardi's one of the biggest artists
That's when
on
I
earth.
started to wonder, Was this just the game plan for the music industry at the time? Obviously, if the underground rappers use a
crazy.
certain style and
Listen, man,
everybody
like,
listens
you
to
ain't
it,
never
the
seen this
labels
nigga
are gonna
outside
pick
the
some of
song.
the
You ain't never
guys
seen
up and
him
make them
in a
rich, or at
crib
least look
with a
rich.
bed
This leads to
and a
many more
mattress
rappers coming out
and some
using a
sheets.
similar style because they want to ride around in nice
Just
cars and do big
straight-
shows too. But for all the fun this era
straight
was,
leather.
I wonder which was a worse
Nigga straight
influence
on-
on the
sleep
youth.
on straight leather.
Obviously, any media, since the internet came out, can produce some sort of argument that it had a negative effect on the youth. But the SoundCloud era, man, a lot of kids in my generation would try and lean for the first time, even sipping fake lean to look cool, and everything
Sipping
else.
fake
I mean,
lean
it was
and
all
straight
over the
fucking
country. When I was in
dying.
college, my homie was messing with
sipping on
this
fake
super
lean?
rich girl that was out there on the
Shit
sports
might be laced
scholarship,
with
and she
Finn.
told us to come to her volleyball game. And I guess she was doing pretty good. I don't really understand the rules of volleyball, but she was pretty excited because she came up to us in the middle of the game and said, "Did you see that? I did that." And
Real
I
ones
just
know that
popped
Sean
Suzanne's."
Keisha really
I'm
put
like,
everybody on
damn,
that lean.
in the middle of the
Sean
game.
Keisha had
And
Justin
this is
Bieber
also
drinking
when
lean.
Lucky, a
Everybody
Chicago
started
rapper
drinking
who
lean.
also kind of pushed the
Shit
same
crazy.
type of agenda, was
Lucky
blowing
was
up
trying
at
to
the time.
tell y'all
Lucky
to shut
rapping
up
about
about it in
popping
a
pills
fucking
and
interview.
sipping lean, and he was our age, so it was much more influential. Whereas Future, a guy that was much older than him, who definitely had an effect on this entire wave starting, was also influential, but it just hit different when you hear somebody your age saying it. But this was an era of a lot of independent rappers being able to book shows and travel the world just off their name alone. I think at the time, everybody that listened to hip-hop was just tired of the mainstream rappers and wanted to follow a wave that was more relatable. When Playboy Cardi said you could book him for $1,500, it was just enough to seem attainable for the average kid, especially in the hood, because when you see kids your age getting booked to do a show and they make a quick $1,500, like in high school, $1,500 seemed like $10,000, especially when you ain't got no bills and all you got to do is buy some clothes and go shopping or, you know.
Spend all
But
that
I
shit
know I'll have
on
some people watching this
Undercover,
that didn't really
Number
like this
9
era at all.
and
They might
CCP.
think it was dumb or not real music, but the truth is, it was just how a lot of people felt at the time. And it was music that many people
That's
also
crazy.
liked at the time.
Like,
And not to
nobody
mention, the
could
era
have
has its own
fathomed
name, so
what
whether
he
you
would have
liked
been
it or
today.
not,
Look at
it's
this
just
dude.
something
Look
that
at all
happened.
the
I think every new era
different
in
phases
music
and
is
eras he
outrageous
done
to
been through.
somebody. These were just the
Look at all these
initial
people in the
effects of
crowd. They
social
was
media
blessed
and
with a
music
moment.
becoming extremely intertwined,
And then it
along
just
with
kept getting
everything
better.
else social media
Just
brought,
kept
positive
going
and
on an
negative.
upward
I
trend.
talk a lot on this channel about
Nigga.
situations where music and street activity coexisted, but this is the era that kind of sealed the deal for drill rappers getting big record deals. Of course, you still have some that got a deal after this era, but the biggest rappers are obviously the ones with the widest appeal to an audience. We probably won't see another Chief Keef getting a $6 million record deal. And today, it's like, yeah, you can rap about your block, but there are definitely some people out there that genuinely have no clue about street politics. So they wouldn't appreciate what you're saying in your songs because they don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm not saying I condone everything that happened in this era, I'm just saying it happened. But that's all I got for today, man. This is kind of a random video, but I thought you might appreciate it. But I'll see you next time.
All right. TrappUniversity, when rappers forgot about the hood. Beautiful video by TrappUniversity as always. dlahnz on all platforms. All my links are in the description. Check out the Twitch every once in a while. Appreciate y'all for watching the video, man. Peace out.